Successful entrepreneurs share best business advice and success tips. Part 1. As an entrepreneur, I've painstakingly learned the importance of heeding the best business advice I've received from many of the world's top entrepreneurs. The bottom line, it takes a lot to start a business and grow it to profitability. Funny enough, the most impactful lessons have come from my biggest failures though. Today, I'm bringing in some of the world's most successful and respected entrepreneurs to share their best business advice and success tips so you'll be prepared to start a business in today's climate. From Richard Branson to Arianna Huffington, Tim Ferriss, Marc Cuban and Sophia Amoruso, this group of entrepreneurs is collectively worth billions. They've created products and services we've all heard of, turned entire industries upside down and redefined what it means to be successful when you start a business. Suffice it to say, their business advice is worth its weight in gold. Not surprisingly, many of these entrepreneurs had very similar pieces of business advice to share, based on what's worked for them when it comes to learning how to start a business. Here were some of the biggest trends in their business advice. Business ideas alone are worth very little. If you want to start a business and become successful with it, you need to solve meaningful problems. Execution is everything in business. Don't start a business unless you'll be doing something you truly love and are good at, or unless you can dedicate yourself to becoming that expert over the coming years. Becoming successful in business is more about your mentality, psychology and determination than it is about finding little tips, tricks, hacks and exploitations in the marketplace. Start today. The only true way to learn is by doing, and you can't afford to sit around waiting for funding, hoping someone else will come along to help you execute on your idea or complain that you don't have the time. Making excuses won't help you start a business, and it sure as hell won't help you create the lifestyle you want for yourself. Launch before you feel ready. If you wait until your product or service feels perfect, someone else will already be doing a better job of helping your customers solve their problems. Validate your business idea by launching fast, bringing on a small group of paying customers and adapting to make your solution great for them over time. You'll learn how to validate ideas quickly and cheaply in my course, 30 Days to Validate. How you choose to manage your time and decide which opportunities to pursue will greatly impact your success when starting a business. Outsource everything you can, so that you can focus on doing what only you can do in your business. Do everything in your power to avoid spending money when you start a business. Build a lean solution that provides value to your customers and only spend money on the absolute essentials at the moment you need them. Never stop building meaningful relationships with customers and other people in your industry. Choosing to instead view competitors as potential partners and collaborators can positively impact your business in a big way. Focus on setting and achieving small incremental goals rather than trying to start a business and instantly build your vision of what the company should be in the years to come. Setting realistic goals and milestones is a major component of my course, The Launch Formula. And much, much more. Whether you want to start a business for the first time or you're an experienced entrepreneur, you'll find incredible value in the best business advice and success tips these entrepreneurs have to share today. 52 top entrepreneurs share their best business advice and tips for success. Let's kick this off with one of my biggest heroes in the world of business, Sir Richard Branson. 1. Richard Branson. Sir Richard Branson, one of the world's most recognizable billionaires, and the founder of the Virgin Group, has built an empire comprised of more than 400 companies including airlines, record stores, publishing organizations, and he's even tackling commercial space travel. During his interview on 30 Days of Genius with Creative Live, I got to hear his best business advice for aspiring entrepreneurs who want to start a business of their own, firsthand. The best businesses come from people's bad personal experiences. If you just keep your eyes open, you're going to find something that frustrates you, and then you think, well, I could maybe do it better than it's being done, and there you have a business. If you can improve people's lives, you have a business. People think, Well, everything's been thought of, but actually, all of the time, there are gaps in the market here and gaps in the market there. 2. Arianna Huffington. Arianna is a co-founder of the Huffington Post, author of the recent New York Times bestseller The Sleep Revolution, and recently stepped down as editor-in-chief of the Huffington Post to pursue her new wellness startup, Thrive Global, which will offer wellness trainings and workshops on stress reduction. Here's her business advice for entrepreneurs who want to start a business for the first time. If you're going to start a business, you need to really love it, because not everybody is going to love it. When the Huffington Post was first launched in 2005, there were so many detractors. I remember a critic who wrote that the Huffington Post was an unsurvivable failure. When you get reviews like that and detractors like that, you have to really believe in your product. When you really believe in your product, you are willing to deal with all the naysayers and persevere. For more advice from Arianna, watch her full interview on Incorporated. 3. Marc Cuban. Marc is an entrepreneur and investor on ABC's Shark Tank. He's the owner of the NBA's Dallas Mavericks, Landmark Theaters, Magnolia Pictures, and is the chairman of the HGTV cable network AXS TV. In his recent interview on 30 Days of Genius with Creative Live, Marc talked a lot about the mistakes many new entrepreneurs make when they think they've found a profitable business idea. Here's his business advice to those who want to start a business. What I always ask people is, 1, is it something you love to do, and 2, is this something you're good at? Then, taking that first step is always the hardest. It's terrifying, but really, it's about preparation. We all go through this process where you've got the business idea, you get that feeling in your stomach and you get all excited. Then you talk to a friend, and your friend says, "Oh wow, that's pretty cool, I've never heard of anything like that. I'd buy that." And then you do the Google search. The first thing I'll tell you is that just because you don't see it on Google, doesn't mean 100 companies haven't gone out of business doing the same thing. It hasn't been done for a reason, because every company that's tried it has gone out of business. 4. Sophia Amoruso. Sophia transformed Nasty Gal from an eBay store into a multi-million-dollar empire with her own clothing line that was named the fastest-growing retailer in 2012. She's also the author of the New York Times bestseller Girl Boss. Here's her best piece of business advice to aspiring entrepreneurs who want to start a business. Don't give up, don't take anything personally, and don't take no for an answer. You never know what you're going to learn along the way. The people who told me no were the people that eventually told me yes, so don't forget it. 5. Tony Robbins. Tony is an entrepreneur, best-selling author, philanthropist, and the nation's #1 life and business strategist. A recognized authority on the psychology of leadership, negotiations and organizational turnaround, he has served as an advisor to leaders around the world for more than 38 years. He's also the author of 5 internationally best-selling books, including the recent New York Times #1 bestseller Money, Master the Game. Tony has empowered more than 50 million people from 100 countries through his audio, video and life training programs. Here's his business advice for aspiring entrepreneurs who want to start a business. The most painful mistake I see in first-time entrepreneurs is thinking that just having a business plan or a great concept is enough to guarantee success. It's not. Business success is 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. And, frankly, most people's psychology is not meant for building a business. My business advice: think honestly about who you are, what you want to accomplish, and what mindset you need to have to get there. Because the biggest thing that will hold you back is your own nature. Few people are natural risk-takers or emotionally ready for the challenges of building a business. You can't just sign up for a marathon and run it without ever training. You have to increase your capacity and become fit. Being an entrepreneur requires similar kinds of emotional and psychological fitness so that you don't become the chokehold on your business's success. 6. Tim Ferriss. Tim is a New York Times best-selling author of 3 books, including The 4-Hour Workweek. He's also an investor, host of what's usually the #1 ranked business podcast and an entrepreneur in his own right. Today, he's passing on the best business advice he's received. The best advice I've ever received is that you're the average of the 5 people you associate with most. I've actually heard this from more than one person, including best-selling authors, Drew Houston of Dropbox, and many others who are icons of Silicon Valley. It's something I reread every morning. It's also said that your network is your net worth. These two work well together. But if they really thought you had something brilliant, they wouldn't let you out of their sight. They're simply offering an excuse for not liking your company. Don't walk away thinking that the problem is that you just aren't a fit. You need to find out what's really wrong with your story. Don't count on investors to tell you. Get a few good, savvy mentors or advisors to tell you the truth.